Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got game 2 of a best of 3. It is from the IPL5 Korean qualifiers and it is between MVP's Vampire, who is the purple Protoss player in the lower left, and under the pseudonym of Fat and Lazy, or should I say the account of Fat and Lazy, we do have EmpireViolet, who is the Zerg player in the top right. Woo! So, what can we expect from these two? Well, if you haven't watched game 1, flick over to my channel and really check it out because it was pretty awesome. Violet gave every Zerg player out there a lesson on how to defend. So, without giving away spoilers, pause now quickly if you haven't watched it and go and check it out. But, well, Vampire, he went for a 7 gate 2 base all in, and Violet defended it like it was a single Stalker Zealot push or something. He just like cleaned it up so well and basically just dominated. So this is game 2. Obviously it's a best of 3, so if Vampire doesn't win this, he won't advance. If Violet does though, hooray for Violet. What can we expect from these two players? Well, Vampire, he's definitely fast expanding again. He's got the pylon, and this actual pylon placement is quite interesting because you can tend to see him more forward just to basically try and wall off here. Of course, Daybreak has quite a large ramp, but the map also has a very long rush distance. So that basically just means that you can be pretty safe. And of course, game 1, Vampire did go for that Nexus first build, which is as economical as you can be. We do have here Violet rather going for the spawning core. Did I say Violet? Vampire went for the Nexus first. I am getting so confused by Violet and Vampire because they both begin with a V, which hopefully everyone did realise. Don't know why I pointed out, but anyway, we do look like we're going to get a natural base out of Violet soon, but this pylon block is always the threat. The probe on its own can deny a hatchery for quite a while, even with 2 drones there, as Vampire is demonstrating so well. But there goes down the hatchery, and now of course the third is the next piece to this puzzle for Violet. He needs to get that at 4 to 5 minutes, so everything's on track at the moment. Down at Vampire's side, well, he's got the Forge coming out. He went Nexus first, obviously. The Overlord will see there was a Nexus first. There he's down the second pylon. No gas yet, as to be expected. We'll probably see a gateway fairly soon, just to complete this wall off, and then a cannon will get thrown down for the defensive purpose. Of course, though, the probe has seen the timing on the spawning port. Is now checking to see what comes out of these eggs, because there are 3 eggs in production. Obviously the fear is it could be 6 Zerglings, but obviously just the 2 coming out, which is exactly how many you need. It's just enough to deal with this probe. Make sure you can get your third down safely without getting cannoned or anything funky like that, and then you're pretty cool. Meanwhile, back at Vampire side, no upgrades yet, of course no gas, which again very normal. We do have the gateway coming out and a small probe transferred down. And by getting this Nexus first build, what Vampire is able to do is get out a lot of probes very quickly, take the economic lead in the early game, which really means that if he does go into the mid game, he can put a lot of pressure on. But the third base on Daybreak is a long way away, and again you've got this entrance to your natural and the third, which they're so far separated you end up having to stay about here. And of course, both of, well, this entrance is huge, which means a lot of force fields can be required. Natural entrance is fine, just the 2 force fields can hold that off. So really you've got to look in the early game, in my opinion, as force fields as a resource. They are your key defense resource, and if you don't utilize them effectively, you can take a lot of damage. So anyway, we do have that Cybercore on its way, and the +1 coming down as well here for Vampire. It'll be interesting what kind of build he goes for, but like, of course all the options are available to him. He's getting that third gas up, which does mean it's probably going to be a more tech heavy route, probably quite sentry heavy, maybe getting a robo out. But for the moment, we do just have Vampire. He's got his third base on the way, that's nearly done. And again, judging by the timing, that came out about 4 minutes 20, which is bang on when you want it. The creep spread on its way. We do have a third queen in production, ready to come down to this third base. I have to say, the one thing that Violet doesn't do, which I'd love to see, is really get a creep spread only queen. I think that's essential. Down at Vampire side though, what do we have? Well, we've got another pylon coming down. There's a Twilight Council, so this could be anything now, from say a big Blink Stalker play to DTs to, well, they're really the 2 big things it could be now, and it'll be interesting to see what does come down. The Chrono Boost coming down here on the Forge, and also the Warp Gate. I don't know if those Zerglings did see the Chrono Boosts on those. That's really key information in those. It really demonstrates what your opponent is going for. And meanwhile, just here we've got the 3 gases coming out for Violet, and that's, as I said in game 1, the perfect amount to get an awful lot of roaches out awfully quickly off 3 base. So it'll be interesting to see where it's going, but we do have Blink on the way. We do have an additional 4 gateway, so it's going to be a 5 gate Blink play, and that can be pretty far. Actually 6-7, wow. So yet again, now Violet Vampire going for that 7 gate play, and it is going to be spotted by this Overlord. And now if you think back, in game 1 Vampire went for a very similar build, 7 gates, no Blink admittedly, but Violet didn't scout it, and he still held it off as if it was just nothing at all. So I'm really interested to see why Vampire did that. Has he got some kind of trick on Daybreak he's going to use? Because to be honest, after how badly it got completely crushed in game 1, I'm surprised he's going anything resembling a 7 gate. Even with the Blink, I'm not sure that will help. It just means more Zerglings are coming out. That pylon going to get shut down. There are these 2 Stalkers here at the moment, but of course, speed only half done. That could be the saving grace. All of these Warp Gates are now up. Blink is nearly finished. We've got a lot of Zealots coming in. Now, those Zealots are there purely to tank the damage, but to be honest, with so many Zerglings coming out, with both of these spines, Zergling speed nearly finished, these Stalkers aren't going to go too well, and the creep spread is really good. This 3rd base is just so well defended that what can Vampire do? Well, he's coming up around to the natural, which is probably the best move, trying to pick off those rocks, which I'm in 2 minds about, because that's just going to allow the Zerglings to get through better, get a better surround, and if you're trying to push into a basically funnel, it does actually favour Protoss as opposed to Zerg, because those Zerglings need maximum surface area to deal the most damage they can. But down go the rocks anyway, and now Vampire, he is going to be pushing up. He's going to try and pick off this force, but there are just so many Zerglings. Speed is done. They're going straight for those Stalkers. They do blink back, and of course the +2 ground weapons are about to click in. That's compared to no upgrades there for Violet, but great play by Violet, not overcommitting, and now the roaches are coming out as well. Really, what can Vampire do? He's got to start doing some damage, because, I mean, if we take a look here, 53 workers may not be a huge amount on 3 bases, but with the 3 bases up, the income is huge, the production's huge, the queens are constantly injecting. I mean, there's hardly been a inject missed here. And here we go, a great round, but a good blink out, but still those Zerglings are just so fast. They're going to start picking off those Stalkers ever so quickly. The blinks have been used, and this is just getting cleaned up so easily. And yet again, it looks like Violet is just going to dominate. The blink did go down, all the Stalkers are getting surrounded and taken down so quickly. The Roach is even chasing to catch up. And, well, just look at the supply. Half the supply now for Vampire compared to Violet. These Zerglings are cleaning up ever so nicely. The Roaches are picking off the proxy pylon. This was a 7 gate blink all in. And there's the GG from Vampire. And that means that Violet takes this game 2 games to none. So, what can you do? If you enjoyed this game, give it a thumbs up. That'd be super cool. If you like my cast, subscribe, because I put up new games every single day. And that just means you get your daily dose of StarCraft, and awesome StarCraft at that. And obviously leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the game, my casting, anything else, just what do you think of the players, let me know some cool stuff. And of course, last but not least, I hope you did enjoy, and follow me on Twitter, that's what I forgot, but no, I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, see you again, but thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, depending on when you're watching this. Bye for now.